Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Eggplant Podcast, a podcast where we Eggplants talk about stuff. I'm Konaka Marie Itoshiki.
Shinso Blue here.
I am chaotic.
Right.
Well, we're back.
Yeah, episode 7, baby!
Woo.
How was everybody's week?
Kinda slow. Kinda just sort of slow, really. Really, I mean, nothing just really too big, but just like nothing major. That's all I can really say.
Right. And, chaotic?
Pretty much the same as Shin. Very slow, boring, kind of stressful, but other than that, nothing out of the ordinary.
Alright. And, as for me, it's the same with you guys. It's been slow and all that stuff. Besides...
Yeah, just especially just probably just considering the current situation.
Yeah. Which we can't say on YouTube, apparently.
Right.
But... but hey, at least we have some fun stuff.
Yeah.
Right. And, yeah. So, let's let's chill about stuff, like our current stuff, current things we like and all that.
Well, I guess at least for me to just bring it up is simply just the game Valhalla. Or technically, if you want to be very technical with how it's written, VA11 Hall A. I've just been playing that a bit recently, and it's just fun to mix drinks and change lives.
Yeah.
Also the soundtrack's good.
It is a really fun game. It's one of the best visual novels in a long time.
And the soundtrack slaps.
Abso-freaking-lutely.
Honestly, I just have a hard time at least when I have to start up any like section in there because I have to select the jukebox. But I only can pick 12 songs?
I know, I wish you could just play all of it.
Yeah, just please. Because I can't limit this to 12. There's more than 12 I like.
Exactly. Come on, man.
Yeah, just dang it. But still, it's just I'm just having a lot of fun with it. Just especially just some of the dialogue that ends up happening in the game because of the world that they're in.
Oh, it's so ridiculous.
I mean, you get cool and comfortable hats that are comfortable and cool. Or I should say helmets. Yeah, anything else you guys want to chill?
Chaotic?
No, because technically it's already a topic, so I would be repeating myself.
So I guess you'll get to that. We'll get to that when you get to it.
What can I fucking chill that's on here? Let's see.
War of the Visions?
No, because I'm not too in depth of it right now. Let's see. Fuck it. No, I don't have anything.
Yeah,
as for me, there really isn't that much to show. I mean, technically, I could talk about Gorillaz, but I went in more deep in a few episodes ago. So I just say, I love Gorillaz so much. Episode 3 of Song Machine 1.
But yep.
So let's chill our waifu. Because what else can you do in the Shatterday night? Shatterday! Shatter your hopes and dreams.
Well, at least for waifus, I think it's sort of I could sort of speak for me and Chaotic here, but like I was mentioning, at least like War of the Visions, it mainly just came down to actually one character in general, just a character named Shadow Lynx.
Thick.
Yes, exactly. Just particularly me, just looking at her, especially for me. She gets here. It kind of reminds me of just like Leela from Atelier Ryza.
That's why she became an instant waifu.
Right. But yeah, but just like no joke, I was seriously spending days just to try to get her.
And the sad part is, I got her on the first pull.
Lucky. See, this is what gacha hell is like. Like, somebody gets the thing that you want immediately, meanwhile you're struggling to do it. I'm actually not kidding. I felt this close to actually using money. Real money.
Welcome to my world, bitch.
And plain simple, and to note, by the way, to get the Vizzy or in general, at least with what they had, I would have to spend about like $24.
Ouch.
So at least I could say, thanks, random gacha, you saved me $24. but still, Shadow Lynx he's good.
Right. Chaotic, any waifu?
Let's see. Waifu.
You just probably go with. You could always just go with your usuals.
Your rant about well, not rant, but like simping of the science team leader.
Do not tempt me right now.
or you know, Natsuru.
But the
Because
science team.
it is a tough choice.
Hey, how about Dorkun?
No. No. We don't simp husbandos here. We don't simp husbandos here. Only Keanu Reeves, but that's a different story.
Yep, Keanu.
That's a different story. I guess I could just, just maybe simp about the main. I guess I consider her the main waifu, Toka Kirishima from Tokyo Ghoul. Basically,
right.
physically and personal-wise, that is everything I have looked for in a woman. I love I have daddy's issue haircut. I have a thing for purple and blue hair, especially in real life if you dye your hair that way. I love the really bitchy attitude that she has, and she tones it down, but she's still kind of a bitch later on. And I love her. Plus, coffee. I'm not a big coffee person, but I'll drink it. And
Especially if it's served by Toka.
Especially if it's made with love. But I just love her. The anime, unfortunately, did not do her character development justice. For that, you would need to read the manga, because that sheds a lot of light. Because, here's how I'll tell someone how to get into Tokyo Ghoul. Watch the first season of the anime and then continue on with the manga, or you can just read the manga entirely. But if you want something animated, at least watch the first season. Once the first season ends, read the manga, and then you're good to go.
Yeah, I've heard things about the second season and how it's not good.
It's not good, to be honest. I just watched it because I'm like, are they gonna fuck it up? They fucked it up. And the reason that I watched this, just I wanted screenshots of animated Toka. That's it.
Well, that's one reason.
That's pretty much it. But yeah, that's my waifu.
Unfortunately, I ended up getting the first 2 volumes of Tokyo Ghoul free because my local bookstore did not have the first. Did not have like the first season. So,
Well, that sucks.
I'll probably watch the anime and then read the mangas if I could find it.
Right.
But then again, the local bookstore I go to is permanently closed down.
Yeah, and then I doubt I'm gonna be able to go to a bookstore anytime soon.
Yeah.
And so yeah.
We're all doomed.
We're all doomed. We're all doomed.
We'll be fine, but at least I'll just take this opportunity just to say everybody stay safe.
Yeah, stay safe. Wash your hands. Do the usual stuff. Yada yada yada. Love you all.
And simp the science team.
Yes.
Yeah.
And as for me, there really isn't that much waifus I could simp about. I mean, I already did Noodle last week. Noodle from Gorillaz, so I guess Makoto Nijima.
Yes.
Yes, please.
Yas
It's me
Queen.
clapping, but yes.
Yes, Makoto is probably one of the best characters I've seen in a video game, and I really don't get why people hate her that much.
Wait, people hate Makoto?
Yes, surprisingly.
Why?
Because
Honestly, I haven't been able to 100% figure out myself. Like, as far as I know, it's just sort of some people just think she's sort of bland, or also just like they play favorites with her, or like Atlas does.
Well, I mean, it's not my fault. She's best girl, but okay.
Hey, almost all the girls are actually good in Persona 5.
Very
Yeah.
true. Very true. But we all have preferences.
True.
yeah, but like still Makoto. Well, she's trying to help people. She's trying to do her best to help people and the team. And,
Yeah.
Yeah. Also her voice, Jeremy Lee, Rina Sato, Queens.
Very much Queens.
Yes.
Yeah, just at least I like the work she did. At least Jeremy Lee did with her.
Same. Plus, she's also A2 in Nier Automata.
And
Two
right.
women who can literally punch me into the curvature of the moon, and I would so welcome it.
and also for Jeremy Lee, she's also the Pope in Three Houses.
I
The
forgot
scare-
about that. And she's also Asuna, but we don't talk about that. I'm kidding.
Well,
kidding. But yeah, she voices
I'll
Asuna
mention it.
Yuki. But yeah, she
Oh.
voices Asuna from Sword Art.
Yep.
Funnily enough, I was surprised that I knew prior to SAO, I knew Jeremy Lee in most Funimation works. Like, I don't know which one, but Panty & Stocking's the most notable one. But there are more I could think of. But I was surprised when I found out that she was the voice of Asuna. I didn't notice that until now, but yeah.
I mean, even for me at least she was also at least a couple other minor characters in some games that I know of, like in Disgaea 5, she was a character named Majorita, and then in Tales of Zestiria, she was a character named Simone.
I see.
Oh, and then I think that was before I even really knew who she was.
True. I knew Jeremy Lee.
Oh yeah, and she's also she's what was it, Iris Heart in Neptunia.
Nani? Really?
Yeah.
I believe so. Yeah, I believe so.
Damn,
yeah,
girls got range.
And just me trying to look it up. Yeah. Yeah, she's Iris Heart and Plutia by extension.
Good.
Jeremy Lee. I once knew how I heard your performances in Funimation. Now I hear you. Now you're in games like Persona and Nier Automata.
And Fire
Amazing.
Emblem.
Also Danganronpa, another episode.
Oh yeah, right, Komaru.
Yeah. I love how this went from waifu simping to appreciating Jeremy Lee.
well, hey, we can't help it. I like Jeremy Lee's work.
Yeah, she pretty much voices a good chunk of my waifus too, plus great voice
Absolutely.
actress.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. anyways, back to waifu shilling. But yeah, Makoto Nijima. She's amazing. Also, Futaba Sakura. Ooh, that will get some people riled up because reasons.
Futaba.
But Futaba was my original best girl when the original came out, when Vanilla P5 came out, because of how much I related to her so freaking much.
Right.
Yeah, like I saw, like, much like Neko Sakuraba from The World Ends With You, I saw a lot of myself through her, like her quirkiness, her social anxiety, all of that. It's amazing. It's a shame that the fandom pretty much disown her as for some reason a gamer girl who will jailbait character archetype thing. I'm like, what? Hello?
As far as I know, it's just people. It's just basically just like people just trying to associate one trait with for being the whole character.
Ugh. Yeah.
I mean, people I know do that.
Unfortunately, but hey, at least she isn't the PQ characters.
Right.
Well,
Right,
at least the Flanderized characters from 3 and 4.
Right.
Worst of them is Chie, Akihiko, and especially Teddy.
Protein.
I feel like everyone got butchered in that game except for one fucking character. I haven't played PQ2, so I'm not sure if it's changed. But I know they did one character justice, and I'm surprised they used the manga version of his character. And that's Dorkun. Minato. They actually used a basis template of his manga personality. And I'm like, holy shit, this is literally the one and only Dorkun. And I mean, so fucking glad they went with that route.
I mean, good question even for me now. Was PQ released before the P3 movies were done?
I
want to say they got announced around the similar time frame. I want to say the P3 movie came out maybe a couple of times after.
I think I'm actually wrong. I just looked it up. The first movie was actually back in 2013.
God, I'm old.
Yeah. And then Persona Q was actually 2014.
And that was around the time I think it was before and after the second P3 movie came out.
But yeah, but I somehow just thought that the movie somehow I thought that the movies were out. But yeah, but let me see. June 7th, 2014.
Also watch the Persona 3 movies. They are masterpieces of cinema history.
Not quite. That's just my opinion. The first two aren't that great. The last two, yes.
Actually, as I'm seeing, if I'm actually seeing this right, actually, the second movie actually released Oh my god, did it seriously release just like 2 days after Persona Q too? Persona Q. Sorry.
Oh.
Just 2 days afterwards. Jeez. That's actually impressive.
Right. But still, like Persona 3 movies, they are I just love the animation in this. I know I know if you're going to see like the last 3 movies, they're animated by A1, but A1 did the animation beautifully. Nobody is off model. There isn't any like animation issues. I mean, yeah, there are some pacing issues, but hey, and what can you do? Anime does that sometimes, or anime adaptations, but still, it is amazing.
I still need to watch it.
Do it!
I'll try.
I prefer like the Persona 4 anime, but man, the Persona 3 movies are so beautiful.
Well, from what I saw, at least, it looks good, certainly.
Absolutely. And heck, I think Ken is a heck of a lot more better in the movies than in the game.
Yeah, that's what I've heard, that Ken was done better for in the movies.
Yeah. Because, well, y'all know what happened. His relationship with him and Shinji is a lot more heartbreaking here than in the games. Yeah.
Right.
And one last Persona shill before waifu shilling before we move on. Our Lord and Savior, Koromaru. Just kidding. It's Kasumi. It's Kasumi. Kasumi Yoshizawa. She's the new character in Royal, and already she's a wonderful addition. Like her bubbly personality and her role as an honor student and her being a gymnast. She is amazing. I absolutely love her. I don't know if that'll change or not once I get to third semester in Royal, but yeah. I don't know.
Well, we'll see.
Right. But yeah, that's it for waifu shilling, and right. So now it's time for probably the main topic of this episode, and that is Persona 5 Royal.
Yeah.
At least our current thoughts on the game. Chaotic, what are your current thoughts on P5R so far?
I mean, so far I haven't even gotten to the third semester, so technically I can't really go too much because one, I consider the third semester the new content, what is spicing up a bit. There are some new extra scenes added into what was, initially known as vanilla Persona 5, but it's nice, it adds up. Might be a little bit too much padding, but the general changes are nice. The fact that ammo is now replenished after every battle is great. I mean, granted, the sacrifice is you shoot less now.
Yeah.
So you have less bullets.
Yeah, I did notice that, and it's especially noticeable in Haru and Ryuji's ammo.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Ryuji shoots 3 bullets, but Haru shoots 1 bullet.
Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very, it's unnecessary. The fact that you can just... Because the thing is, like, in 5, I feel like guns are useless. Like, they were powerful, but like, okay, what's the point? I can only use it once.
Yeah,
what was the point of adding the gun mechanic?
Yeah,
I can agree they made it better.
Yeah. Well, you can only use it for like certain enemies that are weak to it, but that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, at least here now you can actually use it as actually like at least a good combat option. Without having to worry about like your ammo stock.
Yeah, plus the game's tutorial even encourages fire away.
Yeah, I mean, heck, they even I recall actually just like repeat, like during a tutorial, they actually just like repeat the fight, and it's just like your ammo replenishes, so go nuts.
Mm-hmm. Right. Also, like the Showtime events are a wonderful addition. I mean, Persona 3 and I think Persona 3 did this, but at least in Fest, but or no, I think it was Portable. I don't know.
I don't remember them really being too much in Portable. They had like something similar to it, at least.
Yeah, like team attacks and all that.
Yeah.
Persona 4 Golden definitely did that, but Persona 5 Royal takes things up the notch. Like,
yeah, they have like a whole event and all that.
Yeah, I think, well, my favorite has to be the one with Ryuji and Yusuke.
Yeah, just then, just like the enemy, just like he's serving up like a beef bowl.
Yeah,
Beef
basically
bowl
the
and
team
gets
attacks.
interrupted.
Basically, the team attacks are the team attacks from Persona 2, but on steroids.
Yeah.
But still, it definitely looks fun. I mean, especially even for me, admittedly, I'm not very far even in the game myself. I'm only on the second dungeon. So
I just beat Kaneshiro.
Right.
so yeah, third dungeon.
Yeah.
I just already beat Okumura's Palace. So I'm very close to the end, and I think I'm about to recruit Akechi.
Right.
Or
You're
Akuchi.
Yeah, I think you're getting there.
Yeah.
There, but definitely just like honestly, at least as I basically want to say it, they just in a way pretty much took like took especially just like main gameplay wise, they pretty much took a game which was already good and they basically made it better.
Oh, another thing that I've noticed it for a while. Persona traits. Personas now have these things, traits, and there's certain things like like certain buffs or advantages you get. Let's say, for example, you have a persona that boosts your Agi damage, or how much you can survive. There's a lot of personas just basically have traits.
Yeah, that's actually something which I was actually even surprised myself to actually see,
Yeah.
and it definitely makes it actually a little bit more interesting with how you deal with your personas. Also cool is actually that the traits actually it can actually be inherited.
Yep, they can be inherited.
Yeah,
And
that's
another thing too. I mean, I'm not sure. I think is in vanilla Persona 5, I've never equipped accessories that benefited the party member. Like, so if you know how let's say Akira, when he has Arsene, he's weak to ice and I think light or whatever. You know how you common sense you would put in like an accessory that nullifies like light or some shit.
Right.
I always put like increase SP because
SP's good.
SP's good, and aside from making coffee like crazy, you don't really have that much of a resource to replenish your SP. So I always had those on for the party members. Now I'm not sure if 5 did this, but I noticed it in Royal. You can now have skills to use. I have a necklace for Arsene where he can use Garu.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't think that was in the original.
Yeah, I think that is new to Royal, even myself.
Yeah, and then that's how I got Yusuke to do nuclear damage, at least for now, before meeting Makoto anyway. So I used that to do nuclear damage, and until I met Makoto, I took it off and gave him something else. But yeah, I've noticed that. And then, for people wondering why have I mentioned Arsene, I am the crazy idiot who plays every Persona game on the first playthrough. Yeah, I mean, I played Persona 5 like countless times, but Royal's the first time. I repeat the initial Persona run. But what that means is I beat the entire game using the starting persona of the character. I kind of call it the somewhat canon run because, think about it. You're supposed to be using all your personas, but your main one is the party member's persona.
True.
And then even like Persona Q, they actually made it so it's like everybody could use their main personas, but then they always can equip like a sub persona.
Like a sub persona.
Yeah, like for example, let's say you have a Koromaru and you equip Jack Frost. So I think Koro can do fire.
He's fire and darkness.
Yeah, and he can also use ice damage.
Yeah.
This is kind of a small throwback to what Persona 1 and 2 did. The reason for that is because in 1 and 2, all the party members were gifted the power of Persona via Philemon, which makes them more powerful than what the base persona of modern Persona users. So they can use their main persona, but they also equip other personas of arcanas that they are also compatible with.
Yeah, though I remember even like they had a little bit of a different system, at least using Persona 1 and Persona 2 Innocent Sin, because as I recall in Persona 1 at least, each character can actually equip 3 different personas on themselves. But
Yep,
then,
two
but then I
different
believe
personas.
actually Innocent Sin, they actually made it so it's just like all your characters can share a same stock of personas.
Yep, and depending on the compatibility of the Arcana, so for example, like if you were compatible with another Arcana, you reap the benefits of that. Like you do extra damage, you earn XP with that persona.
Yeah, and I believe even like your SP cost is reduced for
Your
skill.
SP cost is reduced and stuff like that. It's very interesting. I somewhat wish they brought it back, but I'm just kind of like, nah, leave that for old school Persona. I mean, it could work with modern. It's just, I don't know. I don't know if they want to fuck with the lore with that.
Well, even then, honestly, just me wanting to bring it up, it'd still be nice if they did something more with the old school Personas 1 and 2.
Yeah, but they can't due to respect.
Apparently, I think Persona 5 Royal has like old DLC. I don't know.
They have the DLC. They have the DLC to reference it. Like you can actually dress them up in like the school uniforms for those games.
You know what I've always wanted?
Yeah.
Okay, so obviously Royal has introduced new personas, especially personas as DLC. Now, I know the newest editions are Izanagi no Okami, fucking Naokami's persona, maxed out, and let me tell you, he is a fucking monster. But I wish they would have given us the ultimate personas of Naoya and Tatsuya, because I would fucking love to have Apollo in this game.
Oh yes.
I remember at least for me, I had to get the ultimate persona for Naoya so I could actually beat the final boss.
Yeah, and then the way how Persona 2 did it, there's 3, no. So let's take Tatsuya for example. His initial persona is Volcanus. And then in order to actually, get Apollo, you need to get him to Volcanus Prime, and then from Volcanus Prime, he becomes Apollo. And then that goes for everyone else. So like Kronos, he has like, I forgot what the fuck his starting persona is. Actually, no, his starting persona is Kronos.
Well,
June is Kronos. I forgot about that.
It's a cool system anyway.
It's a cool system, and I kind of wish they brought back the old school personas, because it'd be so funny if you have like the regular version of Kronos, and then the super fucking overpowered as shit Kronos that June used to have. Because holy shit, if you play Persona 2 and you do enough research, June has one of the most powerful personas canonically.
Well, dang.
Holy shit. And you'll see why Kronos fits him perfectly when you play the game. And then another powerful persona, almost everyone in 2 is powerful. Fucking Ikichi has Hades, for fuck's sake.
Whoa,
aside from like Messiah, how else do you top a lineup like that? Jesus Christ.
Well,
I believe Katsuya and Futaba share a persona. Prometheus.
I'm actually just looking up right now.
If I remember correctly, Katsuya has Prometheus.
No. As far as I'm seeing, Katsuya Suo, right?
Yeah, Katsuya Suo.
As far as I see, he initially has Helios,
but I know he has
but
an ultimate.
But if I'm seeing that right, it's Hyperion.
Oh, there we go. Then who the fuck has Prometheus? I know someone else had Prometheus.
Good question. Let me... if I could even write...
I think it's Bofu? But I might be wrong with that.
Yeah, I'll say at least. Don't look at me.
Yeah.
It's Balfu's ultimate persona.
Yep, Balfo and fucking Futaba share.
Yeah, and to note,
persona.
and to note at least, originally his at least base persona is Odysseus.
Mm-hmm. As you all noticed, a lot of Greek mythology for these persona users.
Yeah.
I mean, that's something which happens, at least in the Persona games.
I love that, though, because, like, at least Persona 2 kept it very Greek. 1 had a mixture between Hinduism and Greek. 3 was a mixture between Christianity, Greek, I think Japanese and Chinese and other shit. 4 was definitely Japanese and some other shit. And then 5 is, like, mostly fictional characters, like thieves and shit.
Yeah.
Well,
like,
at least
yeah, like I think one of the DLCs in Royal is a Raoul. That's Raoul.
Oh, you mean the alternate version of her son?
Yeah. Yeah, that.
Nice.
Yeah, that.
But yeah, just at least if I recall, at least actually 3. Initially, everybody had like was based on Greek mythology, but then it's like once they started getting them and getting their second versions, that's when it actually starts to be get a little bit more mixed.
Yeah.
I mean, heck, I remember like Yukari, for example, actually gets Isis, which is Egyptian.
Mm-hmm.
Egyptian, for example, and then Persona 4 basically did Shinto.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's still nice at least to have like a connection, a sort of connective theme for the different for their groups' personas.
Yeah, and it honestly fits their it fits the theme of the game. Like, yeah.
Well, especially Persona 5, considering how all of them are based on basically real or basically thieves in history.
Mm-hmm.
But still.
But yeah. And yeah.
I think that's ultimately our end result here is simply Persona 5 Royal is really cool.
Yeah.
It really is.
Far. Like so far. We'll probably do after
like a follow-up of sorts.
Yeah, probably when we're done with the game, we can do like a spoiler cast.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I can bring on a few other friends here, but I don't know. That depends if that's all right with y'all.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what
see.
happens.
All right. So, yeah. Okay, now that we're done talking about Persona 5 Royal, let's move on to our other stuff. And and I think Chaotic is going to have a field day with these two topics we'll be talking about.
Yeah.
First up is the Nier Remaster.
Yes.
Take it away.
Yeah, it took a while for them to do that.
So, when was this?
What do you mean? When was this?
When was it announced?
I think it was just announced just last week.
Okay, let's go with a week and a half. So about last week and a half, we were blessed out of fucking nowhere. It was literally 12 o'clock my time. And I look on Twitter, I'm just like, alright, what's Twitter before I start going to bed? And I just see in bold letters from two people who I follow who also happen to be very big Nier fans saying, "Oh my god." And then the second one is, "No fucking way." I'm like, what are you guys talking about? I refresh it, and guess what pops up? Nier Replicant Remastered. And I dropped everything I was doing, and I started caressing my PS3 copy of fucking Nier. Now, Drakengard and Nier are a very close series to me, specifically Nier, because I played it in high school at a very dark time in my life, and the game is very depressing, but it's also a very underrated masterpiece, especially for a long time. Now, the funny thing is about Nier is when I first saw it originally for the PS3, I saw it on store shelves, and even by its cover, it interested me. Now, the cover itself isn't that special. It's just a very angry looking dude, a chick, and some weird skull moon looking thing. And I'm like, this game looks pretty interesting. And I saw that Square Enix was on it, and I'm like, huh. And I would always pass it by. And then out of sheer luck, at a ma and pa shop owned store, I bought the game sealed for $8. I'm like, you can't go wrong with that. I booted the game up, and once I heard the titular song called Snow in the Summer play, I'm like, yep, I'm in for a fucking ride. And lo and behold, it was a fucking ride. Now, Nier Replicant is basically the same game. Now, in Japan, it's a different story. There's Nier Replicant and Nier Gestalt. Nier Replicant is the PS3 version, Gestalt is the Xbox 360 version. The difference is, in Replicant, you play as a brother, younger Nier character, and in the Xbox 360 version, you play as a father Nier. Now, in the West, we only got Gestalt, father Nier. The reason being, at least from what I can remember back a long time ago, I'm not sure if the details are still the same, is Square Enix thought the West would sympathize with a father and daughter story compared to the generic and standard, Oni-chan shit,
Well, that's effectively why the game was split into two in the first. It was somewhat split into two in the first place because they were worried that in Japan, at least, that the father version wouldn't actually be popular.
It wouldn't be popular. Now, in Japan, both games were pretty popular, but obviously the PS3 version was superior because the Xbox, and to be honest, even till today, the Xbox isn't a popular console in Japan.
True.
That's unfortunate. Now, we got Father Nier. We did get Brother Nier as a little side playable DLC character, but it wasn't the full game. Now, I personally like the decision because I've seen a full playthrough of the Japanese version of Replicant. Nothing much has really changed outside of some dialogue differences, and plus I just feel more emotionally attached and struggled with Papa Nier and his daughter. Although it is kind of funny, there's a specific dialogue that I remember is like, "But Kainé, we're friends!" And just hearing a grown-ass man say that is pretty fucking funny.
And especially when it's Jameson Price.
Yes, a very skilled and fantastic voice actor. But hearing that line coming out of his mouth with that energy and enthusiasm from a 40-year-old butt-fucking ugly-ass man, no. Just no, that should have been for Brother Nier. And then there's some slight changes. I don't want to spoil it because, it's not relevant, but it is relevant to characters because the game is very story, character-driven, and it's just, this game means a lot because it is just a masterpiece. Masterpiece. Story, characters, the world, music, its themes, the fact that everything is hopeless by the end. It's just beautiful. And the combat, arguably, it plays like an old PS2 God of War knockoff, kind of. And that's not a bad thing. But it's very dated, even in the time frame that it came out. And it's still pretty dated now. It's not bad, but it could have been
It just sort of feels its age in a way.
It feels aged. That's perfectly the best way to describe it. It feels aged. Now, I wonder if the remaster is going to change anything like that. Maybe spice it up a bit. Maybe add more flashy stuff like Automata did. I would love to see the Automata combat, but I still kind of have a love for the old clunky age shit. That's just me, so maybe a mixture of both. But I'm interested to see what the remaster is. I hear, at least from details, re-recorded music. Holy shit, yes. Extra story bits, maybe there's new characters. I noticed that the Japanese voice actor and actress for 2B and 9S are going to be in it as some characters. I'm not sure if they're going to be like the voice actors themselves in it as NPCs, or just like some some funny parody knockoffs of 2B and 9S as villagers in the village that Nier lives in, which is kind of cute.
Yeah, just at least what I read, at least on that, is just simply all they just said is just simply that they're going to be in the game, but it's not known what exactly they're going to be, whether they're going to be like 2B and 9S again, or if they're just going to be brand new characters.
Yes, and another thing that is, well, I wouldn't say slight concern is, I'm more intrigued. Are they going to bring back the original dub cast for Nier? But here's the tricky part about that. At least from what we know right now, currently, we're only getting Replicant, the Brother Nier version. I was hoping we could get both, like we could choose who, if we want to play Brother Nier or Papa Nier, but I'm not too sure. But my question is, are they gonna bring back the voice acting cast? Because now the characters who voice said characters are really fucking huge. Kainé's
no
voiced
kidding.
by Laura Bailey. Jameson Price voices fucking
Papa
Fucking
Nier?
Papa
He was
Nier.
Papa Nier. Then
He's
you also
Papa
had Liam
Nier.
O'Brien being Grimoire Vice.
and he does an amazing fucking role.
Oh, well, yeah, I mean he's literally a sarcastic talking book.
And I love it. I love it. He's so sassy, and it's just you guys seriously, people who have not played the original Nier, go play
Also,
it, please.
Also, just at least for me, Lisa, you perfectly mentioning for voice acting, just like when I knew I'd be in for a ride was literally just the beginning of the game.
the
after
beginning intro.
Yeah, just
The
because
beginning intro.
because it's literally Laura Bailey as Kainé just yelling.
Yeah, swear
Yeah, like,
words
just-
for like a good 2 minutes.
Yeah,
But
just
here's
like
the thing. I always recommend you skip the opening of Nier because the opening of Nier is like those old school PS2 JRPGs where it spoils the fucking game. So you always skip the intro. Just listen to the first minute of Laura Bailey cussing and then just skip it and then play the game. Because the intro spoils the fucking game completely.
Ooh.
But yes, play Nier. I can't wait for the remaster. It's the slated consoles are PS4, Xbox One, and Steam PC. So maybe it's on the horizon later on this year, maybe early 2021 for the West, or maybe it could be like one of those things where it's coming out for both current gen consoles and then PS5, Xbox, whatever the fuck, and then yeah.
Yeah, but definitely, it's certainly something to look forward to, and also just play Nier, both
Yes,
the
play Nier.
original, play Nier, both the original Nier and Automata.
Yes, and if you've only played Automata, I mean, great fucking game, masterpiece. 2B's butthole, A2's butthole, amazing. But here's
What
the
about
thing:
9S?
9S's beautiful suave ass cheeks. But here's the thing. And here's the thing: if you've only played Automata, you have done yourself a disservice. Play the original Nier, and then tell me or not, it is a more depressing game because it is. I love both games, but Nier 1 will always be slightly more superior to me because of how fucking depressing that game is. And the same, here's the thing too. Play the game multiple times, and the game is literally like a scorpion heart punched you, ripped at it again, and heart punched you again. That's what it feels like.
That just sounds like a lot of emotional wreckage there.
It's a lot of emotional wreckage, and I know, going back to what I said earlier, I played this game in a very dark time in my life at the end of high school. So, obviously you think it would have made me more fucked up. No, it actually broadened my eyes to a new horizon and stuff. And just, I'm a sucker for depressing stories. But holy shit, this game fucking made me cry. Legit, I cried at the end.
Wow.
And very few games have done that. And the same thing with I don't really cry, but very few games have, and like any sort of media has made me cry. And for Nier to do that is fucking amazing. And I recommend you go play it. And get the remaster.
Darn.
And also give me Papa Nier, fuck. I want to see his ugly ass face one more time. In its beautiful, more HD glory. Give me that butt fuck, please.
Well, heck, don't just make it HD. Bring it up all the way to 4K.
Give me that 4K sweet Butterfinger face.
The perfect use of 4K right there.
Yeah, pretty much.
And since we're talking about Nier, when is Dragon Guard Remaster?
Oh, that's pushing it. You got that square for that one.
Ugh.
Yeah, well, also, I mean, heck, I wouldn't mind doing like Dragon Guard 3, because that's the only Dragon Guard game I played a lot of.
Come on,
Basically, if you
I
want a
want
rough
HD.
timeline, if you want the shittiest version of the timeline, here's what I can tell you. Dragon Guard 3, there's a specific ending. I won't tell you because you have to play the fucking game. Dragon Guard 1, a specific ending that I won't spoil, which is actually a joke, but still. And then it's Nier and a Nier Automata. There you go.
What about Dragon Guard 2?
Let's just not talk about that.
We don't talk about Dragon Guard 2.
Yeah,
Oh.
two at least is simply just what is sort of the one we sort of try, as I know at least, is sort of the one we try to forget. Like it's like sort of like you remember, like we're sort of mentioning just like it being depressing, right? Right with the series.
Mhm.
Yeah, 2 tried to get a little bit more happy.
Yeah,
Ooh.
it's basically that old dog just supposed to take out the back and shoot it. That's basically what it is.
Yeah, but at least officially, it kind of takes place after Dragon Guard 1 during one of the endings.
Yeah, during one of the specific endings.
Right. And yeah, I want a Dragon Guard 3 remaster. I want to see Ditto in 4K.
But here's
By
the
the
funny,
way-
here's the
By the
funny
way,
thing
this
about
audio is
Dragon
censored.
Guard. Here's the
Huh?
funny thing about Dragon Guard 3 if it gets remastered. It's actually going to be playable.
Yes.
Oh right, the frame rate issues.
Yes.
And it's funny, the fucking PS3 emulator actually made it run stably at 60 FPS, and we're like, and I remember seeing the footage. I'm like, this ain't Dragon Guard. This is
Yeah.
not Dragon Guard 3.
Yeah, I'll admit, even I've played Dragon Guard 3, and definitely there are some parts where the frame rate just tanks.
It's ass. The frame rate's ass. That's all you need to know.
Yeah.
It's
It
like
looks
a PowerPoint
pretty-
presentation at times. I'm
Yeah.
not joking. Literally, it is literally a PowerPoint presentation at times, and it's kind of comical.
Yeah, it does get bad.
But yeah, Nier Remaster. I want to see Ditto in 4K.
Yeah.
And next up, or last but not least, we have Resident Evil 3 thoughts. And unfortunately, me and Shin have not played this game, but luckily, Chaotic will show more of it. Because
Oh, double feature. Guess you're stuck with me.
Well, unfortunately, the most which I had, at least for Resident Evil 3, is just playing the demo.
Right.
yeah, same.
That's all I got.
Yeah.
So, just as a little intro, I am a huge Resident Evil nerd. It was one of the first games I ever played in my entire life when I was a kid. I love the game to death. Now let's get on to Resident Evil 3. Resident Evil 3 is a fantastic remake. Capcom has knocked it out of the park. Great game, but kinda like the original, it kind of falls short. But here's the thing, it's not a bad game though. Resident Evil 3 Remake is a fantastic game, and I would say definitely buy it, but let's talk about it. So obviously, it's been remade, just like Resident Evil 2. The game is graphically impressive as always. Jill Valentine, whoo boy, whoo, simp.
Simp
out of the-
Valentine.
Oof. Simp, and I also pre-ordered the game, so I got the classic Jill costume. Simp again. Simp again. Although the classic Carlos, I'm not feeling it.
I like the new Carlos better.
Well, the thing is, you can have the classic haircut, but he looks older. And here's the funny part about it: Carlos is 21. He does not look 21 in either forms.
True.
Well, he's a very mature-looking
Like, here's the
21-year-old.
thing. Carlos, Leon Kennedy are the same age. Put them side by side, and you'd be like, bullshit that Carlos is 21 years old. At least with Leon, it's noticeable because he has like these puffy little BB cheeks. But no. Okay, so back to it. Carlos is a snack. He looks like Miguel from Resident Evil 3. Amazing. They got rid of
He
it.
looks like Miguel.
Excuse me.
He looks like Miguel from Resident Evil 3.
Shut up, my brain track. Okay.
Miguel from Tekken.
Miguel. Fuck. Okay, they're both Spanish. They're both Spanish. Fuck. Okay. Let me reiterate and collect my bearings. Carlos looks exactly like Miguel from Tekken, and it's fucking funny. And the funny part is, here's a tidbit for you: in the Spanish dub of Resident Evil 3 Remake, he is actually played by the voice actor of Miguel from Tekken. Coincidence? I don't
I
fucking
think
know.
not.
But I think it's funny. Anyway, it's a great game. Jill is presented great. She's kind of got like this little snarky attitude. It's not bad. She's kind of got like, I got this type of ideology. And I just kind of love her back and forth between Carlos. It's great.
Yeah.
Another funny thing that I've noticed, because I play the game a lot, Jill gets tossed around a lot. Like this, she's been through a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, she was in Resident Evil 1, where a lot of shit goes down there.
Oh no, in this, she gets tossed around like last night's Lunchable. She gets like yeeted, she gets tentacled, she gets inseminated by fucking parasites. She vomits out said parasites. She gets punched again. She gets in a car crash. She gets yeeted off a building, gets blown up, gets into a sewer with shit in it. She gets yeeted again by Nemi. Fucking yeeted across again, endures infection, and fucking gut punched in the vagina and shit. I'm like, how are you alive? How are you standing?
Leon was crazy. Leon's story was crazy. Jill is just even crazier.
Yes, I want to say how she alive. It's Parasite or something.
Like seriously, this woman has been through a lot, and she's still carrying it on like a badass, and she just gets tossed around like she's nothing. And I'm like, girl, are you okay? Do you need like 5 minutes? Because she's been tossed around. It's sort of, I wouldn't say like comedic, but I found it kind of funny. I'm like, girl, you should be dead. You should be dead by now. But no, it's Jill fucking Valentine, and I love it. Now, let's talk about gameplay. I know I stood on about it enough, but like gameplay plays exactly like 2, with some minor changes. In the original Resident Evil 3, there was a dodge mechanic that was sort of kind of weird to pull off. You can master it, it just takes a while. Not many people used in the original because, it was kind of hard to master and actually pull off, especially with the whole fixed cameras and shit. So in here, you have like a dodge roll and like a dodge mechanic, and if you manage to dodge roll at a perfect time, an enemy tries to grab you or Nemesis is trying to fucking yeet you into the atmosphere, it'll slow down time, and this gives you 2 options. If you aim while doing this, you'll automatically target the enemy's weak point, or if you don't, you can use this opportunity to literally run away and skip the fights entirely and do what you need to do. Whatever you want to do is up to you. I personally would only, pop a small bullet into a zombie and then be off with my day because, like every other Resident Evil game, ammo is very scarce. And doing this in succession, it does tire you out. You can't just spam it, or else the game would be too easy. I think Jill stops at 3 consecutive dodges until she needs to do it again. But it's very necessary when Nemesis comes by. And now we're getting into the big topic here. Nemesis himself, the big bad boy who stalks you in this game. And here's the thing that I will get somewhat controversial with. Nemesis is fucking terrifying, but disappointing. Here's why. So, in the intro right off the bat, you play as Jill Valentine. She obviously has PTSD from the said mansion incident that happened literally months before, everything happened. Now, Resident Evil 3 takes place before, during, and after Resident Evil 2. Now, right off the bat, you're in Jill's apartment, and out of fucking nowhere, Nemesis just fucking Kool-Aid Man his way in, going, knock knock bitch, I'm here to kill you, and starts tossing you around, chasing Jill, and you're like, holy shit, this is hype as shit. And you're running away. It transitions from cutscenes to actual gameplay of you just running away from this big, massive dude who just wants to fucking put a tentacle through your face. Now,
well, dang.
Lord.
Once that's done, you're off into the city. Raccoon City's fucked royally. and you have to get out. And eventually, but here's the thing with Resident Evil 3 regular and Nemesis. In 3, he would follow you pretty much for a good while. Like, he would stalk you endlessly. And then in Remake, he's actually scripted.
Oh.
That's
He's
a little odd.
And it's weird because, like, you had the fantastic Mr. X, who was a pretty big, imposing threat for a good half of the game. And in here, he's only set pieces. Or he's like 2 dynamic set pieces, while you're in Raccoon City, the rest is scripted. And I'm like, that's disappointing.
Yeah.
And plus, Nemesis
okay.
looks so freaking cool, and he's like fast too. In Remake, he is relentless. Like, if you try to run away, like, haha, bitch, no, he will fucking like Spider-Man swing to his way to you, and you're like, oh shit, and he'll just like Superman punch you into the face, like Roman Reigns style, and you're just like, oh boy, I'm dead.
Yeah, he's just one punch man, like.
Yeah, I went from fine, the condition fine, all the way to danger in one hit. I'm like, yeah, no. And
Oh dear lord.
and it's just disappointing. Now, you can, like, temporarily disable him, just like Mr. X, if you do enough damage. And just like in the original, if you manage to, if you wanted to fight him, you could. You will temporarily put him down, and he will actually drop a weapon upgrade. That is the same thing here in Remake.
Ooh.
I managed to bring him down. For some reason, I guess I got lucky. I shot like one of these electrical generators that stunned him for a while, pumped him with a good shotgun shells, and as a last resort, and I needed space for the next inventory thing, I threw a grenade at him. And he went down on his knees, and I saw that he pooped out a freaking umbrella case. And I'm like, oh shit, I'm taking that. And then he dropped like a muzzle upgrade for my gun, like a silencer type thing, which prevented sound,
Ooh,
and
dang.
it made my accuracy faster. Now, it is RNG because my buddy who streamed it got like he got like an extended magazine clip for his gun. So it's randomized.
Huh, that's cool.
And I know in the original you could get weapon upgrades, and I remember there was a specific upgrade too where I think it's called like the first aid canister or the herb canister, where you have a dedicated slot of 4 extra cubes to put in healing items.
That sounds really helpful for Resident Evil.
It's really helpful. And yeah, just the game's great. You do get to play as Carlos in 2 specific sections, and they're really great. But Resident Evil 3 did cut content, unfortunately. In the original Resident Evil, you go through a clock tower level as both Jill and Carlos. This clock tower level was completely removed in 3.
Dang, that sucks.
And, not to spoil too much, but in Resident Evil 3, the original, you went through RPD as Jill. In this one, you go through as Carlos.
Aw, man.
It's not bad, but you go through it as Carlos. And in 3, Nemesis still stalked you through RPD. Like I said, he pretty much stalked you throughout the entire game in 3. And in Remake, he's scripted.
Yeah, that's an odd change.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't stalk Carlos, but you could know he's around.
Yeah.
And then same thing with
Sorry.
3. When you reach the hospital level, you play as both Carlos and Jill in the original. And here, same thing, but Carlos is the most dominant character in this area. And for Jill, it's basically just, I'll pick up the leftover items that you couldn't as Carlos, and then proceed to the bottom half of the game to finish it.
Hmm.
And then I noticed that they tweaked a bunch of things from Resident Evil 2. It's minor nitpick stuff, but it is noticeable. The ragdoll mechanics of the zombies from 2. And they toned down the gore. So it's, how like if you just slash at a zombie, he would eventually decapitate.
Oh, I absolutely love that.
Or like if you shot a zombie with a shotgun in the stomach, it will actually like disgustingly like rip in half. That doesn't happen here.
Ah.
That's a shame.
It's a shame. They probably did it to cut down on like development time or resources for whatever reason.
Or
it could be
because
that.
there's like a ton of zombies in the game. Like quite a lot of zombies from what
Actually, that only happened in the beginning intro. But when you're in Raccoon City, there's not that many zombies. I only saw like at least 8 on screen.
I know. Oh. But it's not like OMG, like they're
Well, yeah,
they found
I
out
didn't expect to fight like a whole fucking horde like in Dead Rising or something. But you
Yeah.
know, it's just minor things like that. It doesn't break the game by any means necessary, no. But it is to take notice that they did cut some things from 2. Obviously, voice acting's great. The cutscenes are fantastic. The shots of the characters are just great. The presentation they gave Nemesis is fantastic, by the way. But like I said, it all falls short because he's scripted.
Okay. What are your thoughts on the music, though?
It's just standard Resident Evil stuff. I'm sad that we didn't get the classic stuff. Like the classic pack for where 2 did, where it gave you like the classic menu sound effects and the classic soundtrack. I was kind of hoping for that.
Give it
but
a few weeks. They'll probably announce it.
Maybe, I hope so.
Maybe.
But the save room theme is great, and the new remix version of the Resident Evil 2 remake save room theme is actually in the game when you visit the RPD, and it's great.
Ooh.
Nice.
It's great. But yeah, overall music, it's good. It's your standard, you know, like spooky stuff. But you know, I do miss the old, you know, like the old fucking soundtrack. But that's because it's just an old school bias. But yeah, the game just like it's an amazing remake, by the way. I'm not saying it's bad or anything. Great game, fantastic, but just to let you know, they did cut pretty big stuff from like both the remake and just what from, you know, these rumors suggested. But yeah, they did cut a specific portions of the game.
So just an 8.5 out of 10 for you?
If I had to rate it on, because the thing is, I don't do like in betweens, like 0.5. I would rate it a good 8. A good 8. Possibly a 9 if they didn't cut stuff, and you know, if Nemesis wasn't scripted, it would be a 9. But it doesn't reach the 10 out of 10 that Resident Evil 2 is. And I know I have a bias towards 2 because it's my favorite Resident Evil game of all time and one of my favorite games of all time. But 3 is a close second. And it's sad that Nemesis is scripted. Because I want Nemesis to stalk me. That was like the whole point.
Yeah.
That's the whole point.
I honestly think you're not the only one who has that complaint. I've actually seen tons of people who are who are veteran RE fans have that similar complaint that you have, and it is a kind of disappointing that Nemi is scripted.
Yeah, like the main big bad guy, your poster boy for the game, is kind of like a side note.
Yeah.
I felt Mr. X was more imposing than Nemesis because, like I said, Mr. X was a good stalked you for a good portion of the fucking game.
I mean, heck, if I even recall, at least for Resident Evil 3, he's in the name of the game, at least in the original.
Yeah, in the original. In Japan, it was just called Biohazard 3 Last Escape or some shit.
Yeah, and just me looking it up now, in the West, it was Resident Evil 3 Nemesis.
Still a cool name, though.
Yeah.
Still a very cool
Not saying
name.
it isn't.
But yeah, those are my thoughts. I give the game a very high 8. I recommend it. To be critical with you, if you're a hardcore Resident Evil fan like I am, definitely get it. But if you're like casually into the game, you don't know much about it, I would say maybe wait until it's like $40.
Well, as somebody
the game does have
played,
multiplayer mode called Resistance. I haven't played it much, so I can't give you my thoughts.
And as somebody who's played 2 RE games, I'll try and wait it out until like either my friend gives me his copy or I don't know.
Yeah, well, I'll try to maybe eventually pick it up myself I mean, I still need to play more Resident Evil games just in general, because the only game which I've beaten so far is Resident Evil 2 Remake's Leon A, and then Resident Evil 4. So I'm very behind myself.
Right. Alright, now let's move on to our closing thoughts, because we have a tight schedule here.
Well, definitely Persona 5 Royal still good.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah, Kasumi best girl, Makoto best girl. Actually, all girls are best girl. Nier Remaster is looking really good.
Well, at least it's sounding really good so far, just because it's Nier again.
Yes, I need it in my hands. And RE3. Well, while me and Shin have now played it, Chaotic, you really seem to love it.
Well, yeah, I loved it. I just, I love it in two ways. As a hardcore Resident Evil fan, but I had to, just be honest with everyone from a critical standpoint.
Alright.
Yeah.
But
yeah, that's just my take on it.
Right. Well, there really isn't much stuff happening this week, so. But hey, it's great that we had to talk about stuff as usual.
Yep.
But yeah, thank you guys for watching. And hey, next couple of weeks will be pretty special. And I'm not gonna say anything, but it's coming.
Right.
Plus Final Fantasy VII Remake. Tifa!
Yes!
Yep. That is true.
Yeah. She's got titties!
I want her to suplex me into the Earth's core like she can suplex a fucking tank, like in the old game. I need to see that happen in a remake. If not, me and Nomura are gonna have words.
I mean,
We're gonna have words.
I think the closest thing with throwing a tank is either BB Tag or Tekken, where you have Craig Murdoch literally throwing a car. That's one of its intros. Anyways, Tifa, she's got them titties.
Also, Aerith's still cute.
Yes.
I don't know, man. I just see her as a walking bullseye.
God dang it, Chaotic.
Oh, Lord. But yeah,
can't wait.
That's it for episode 7. Finally, we were talking about Final Fantasy 7, but enough lucky 7s.
Yep.
Right. Follow me at Konoodle2D.
Shinso Blue.
At Chaotic Sphere 27. Also Sim to Science Team.
Yep.
But yeah. Thank you guys for watching. We'll catch you next time if it's possible. And if not, stay tuned.
Yep. See you guys.
Take care,
see ya.
Right. Take care, my fellow eggplants.